day, and maybe there's some more to come. So let's talk about what is to come. Well, you still have those winter weather alerts that are still alive and well. All counties shaded in pink here continue to be under the winter storm warning. If you are in lavender, you're under that winter weather advisory. Those will not retire until 7 o'clock tonight. So as we go forward, this is the picture at 2 o'clock. I want to follow where we're seeing the deeper shades here. I will say there is an opportunity for another swath of moisture to come through, impacting those of you who are to the east of 575 there. Okay, so let's kind of make this distinction. Cherokee County, mainly east of 575, going up to 400, so that puts Alpharetta, Milton in conversation, along with Forsyth County, Withrow coming in the mix, getting down into Peachtree Corners, Norcross, and Duluth. That's for southern and central Gwinnett County. And even those of you who are just to the north of Spaghetti Junction here in DeKalb County, I'm not sure if Decatur is going to actually get something. So Redan, Lithonia, getting down into the Tri-Cities, I'm not sure if that's possible. But as we move further to the east here along the I-85 corridor, as you get out to Barrow County, going up into Walton County, I think the opportunity, once again, you're going to get another healthy swath, and that comes through around 2-3 o'clock in the afternoon. Clark or Coney County is due for more of that action as well. Still not done by the 3 o'clock hour. Stick with us, and I'm going to walk you through the part of the forecast that takes you into the late afternoon and early evening.
All right, Jonathan, we'll check back in with you. Thanks. Let's get up to Blairsville, one of the areas that Jonathan said is still enduring a lot of the snow that's moving through the area.
Let's check in now with Denise Dillon, who is all bundled up. Good to see you, Denise.
I need to be bundled up. 7 layers at this point, and there may be more before the end of the day. Here in Union County, they are telling people to stay home. Grab a book, sit on the couch, have some coffee, have some hot chocolate, but just stay home. And here's why. If you take a look, there is a good amount of snow on the ground that has fallen. And if you look at the roads over here, same amount of snow.
Conditions are still pretty bad, guys. Good afternoon to you both. Lawrenceville Police just put out a statement a little while ago saying 316 in Lawrenceville has turned to ice. They say conditions will continue to deteriorate in Lawrenceville, and it is not worth the risk of injury or worse. And that's what we saw out here on this off-ramp here. This is Buford Drive a little while ago. We actually found out that it appeared that a Lawrenceville police cruiser was involved in that accident. It involved about 5 people or so. But I just want to show you down Lawrenceville Highway, you really can't see too much of it, or of 316 rather. There are still cars on the highway, but at this point it just seems to be getting worse and worse. The conditions are very slick, and then again, once a bunch of cars go over the snow, it kind of packs down and creates this very slippery effect. And then the other thing we're dealing with out here is the wind, and the wind chills have just been brutal. We've been seeing these signs here flail in the wind just within the last couple of minutes. They've kind of calmed down a little bit, but just goes to show how quickly the conditions deteriorated here in Gwinnett County. I don't know if we're going to be able to make it up to Athens at this point. It's just so cold, and these conditions just don't seem to be getting any better at this point. As you hear, people are still out on the roads. Now, we have seen several plows and salt trucks, both GDOT and Gwinnett County, so they are out here at this point, but the snow, as you can see, is still falling. The wind is not making it any easier. And then, of course, there are a lot of other people that are still out on the roadways, not heeding the advice of emergency officials, of our meteorologists. So that creates a dangerous effect for the plows trying to do their work as well. The good news is we are starting to see some wet roadway, especially coming off of the off-ramp onto Buford Drive, but it remains to be seen what the rest of the afternoon looks like as this storm continues to move through this area. We're going to stay hunkered down, I think, for this point, just to be as safe as possible. But that's what things are looking like here on the ground in the Lawrenceville area. We're right up the road from High Hope Road, which is Gwinnett County Police Headquarters. I've been in touch with them. They've been working several calls. They've been busy throughout the day. So we're going to stay on top of this, guys. But really at this point, especially if you're in this area, it's best to just stay off the roads.
Yeah, it looks really slippery out there, and people don't seem to be heeding that warning because they're zipping right by you, behind you, Rob. Wondering if just through your observations, watching the cars go by, I mean, just how slippery is it out there on the roadways in Gwinnett?
Well, if we could swing the camera around, we're safely parked off to the side here. I just want to show you the conditions here on the ground. Like Tara was saying, it's pretty powdery stuff, but once it gets packed down several times, it creates this really slick effect. And then on top of all of that, like I was saying, it is so cold out here. It was colder than last week's ice storm. It's around 21 degrees according to my car thermometer. So once you get
a new accessory.
It's still coming down. I found a scarf that I had from last week, and I don't know why it seems so easy on TV to make a snowman, but I'm trying. It's so hard to form a ball. Like, this is kind of like a cone, I guess you would say. I don't know. Hopefully it gets better. But it's still coming down. We're still seeing people surprisingly on the roads. If you'll take a look, there is a truck just coming down. You see all of that white. We're not really seeing these roads being treated right here near the Mall of Georgia on Appaloosa Lane, but that's not stopping drivers from being
Warmest coat, though. I love the fur wrapped around your head. That's perfect.
All right, Annie.
Annie, thanks.
I want a big boot. This is cold.
Thank you.
Still coming down out there in Gwinnett County. We've been getting a ton of photos and videos of what you're experiencing at home.
Yeah, it's like a fun snow day because it's a Saturday. If this
Thank
were a
goodness,
Monday,
right? Yes.
everyone's spirits would be completely different.
No, everyone can relax at home, have fun, hope you stay off the roads, and keep sending pictures of your pet rats. I mean, look, when I said I wanted exotic pets, you guys answered the call. And not only is this a pet rat, it's a pet rat named Fat Nuggets, ladies and gentlemen. So, Brittany, thank you for sending him in from Blue Ridge.
We start seeing it over the next few minutes. This is really starting to pulse up in a pretty alarming way. And I think if we're not careful, there will be people who have been out and about for the better part of the day, or who haven't seen snow, or perhaps because they haven't seen snow, they think the coast is clear. And I want to say, pump your brakes, hold your horses, because if this continues to be like this over the next 2 to 3 hours, we're likely going to end up getting closer to an inch of accumulation that we thought we were probably outside the window of.
So, John, hold on one second. If we could, and I don't know if they can do this, pull up the camera that shows the Lenox Road, Georgia 400 corridor, the traffic camera in Buckhead.
Looks like Alex is on it right now. Appreciate this all hands on deck situation.
Yeah, but the reason I asked, Jonathan, I'm going to come back to it, is, you know, you guys keep talking. There's the interchange right there. Like 10 minutes ago, it was really, really snowy. Doesn't look too bad right now, but as you say, these are fast-moving bands of snow that can suddenly start accumulating on the roadway there. Thankfully, it doesn't look like nearly anybody is out on the roads right now. But is there a story tomorrow where up in the further reaches of Gwinnett and some of those outlying counties where they have significant amounts of snow and precipitation on the ground and the temperatures take a dive? Is there a story out there tomorrow where people are going to have to be super duper careful out on the roadways because there's going to be a ton of frozen precip left behind?
It's going to actually be a factor of human interaction. So there are certain areas, and I think Tara Tabor really showed this well in one of her live hits, I believe it was, where there's slush that's being created as a result of people trudging through snow on the roadways. And those are going to be the icier areas where you've had friction or interaction with that snowfall that was actually on a surface. Those are the trickier spots because that turns to liquid sometimes because of the friction, and oftentimes it will refreeze, and that creates a better sheet of ice than just snow that is sitting there on the ground for, you know, hours at a time. So it will be the areas that have already been trod, the areas that people thought were okay, that end up, you know, leading to some other issues. Now this is North Fulton County, taking you up past Alpharetta. This would be getting closer to the the Fulton Forsyth County line, McFarland Parkway, State Route 400 there, moving northbound, and this is pretty significant there. And it looks like I think this may be a freeze frame here, but it looks like there's some vehicles there. I'm not sure if they're disabled though, but you can see here road conditions deteriorating quickly. So this is just to the north of the Fulton Forsyth line in Forsyth County at McFarland Parkway. Alex, what are you saying?
I was going to jump in, actually, Jonathan, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
What I appreciate about this platform is that we're able to answer people's questions in real time.
Yeah.
So I appreciate that you have been able to talk about some of our coworkers' commute, what we're going to go out there and experience shortly. But some people are asking specifically about Rome and Athens. So we've got a question coming from TJ Theo 3584, who must not have been able to see some of what Miles Garrett was showing us in the past hour of the conditions there. So they specifically want to know if they can make it from Athens to Rome for an event. And I feel like Miles's live shot was really telling, but what are you able to show to address that specifically?
Kind of proper. If you take a trip through Walton County, that's not going to work because once again, and keep in mind, while we do treat these roads like they're interstates, these are highways, and so they work to keep them clear, but they will also collect precipitation or accumulation much faster than other roads, guys.
All right. A lot of people talking about the airport and getting in and out of Hartsfield-Jackson. Is this the kind of weather that inhibits air travel? Or, I mean, we know that planes can take off and land in the snow, certainly. Haven't heard of like significant delays, but a lot of people on our chat wondering about the airport.
Yeah, with the temperature continuing to go down, I don't think there will be so many issues in terms of the tarmac because Alex and I have been looking at that, and here's the live lookout right now. But what you're going to find with the temperature being at some 23 degrees right now in Atlanta is the de-icing factor. And de-icing is something that it happens faster. You guys know this. You've been in Boston and Chicago. They can de-ice a plane there quickly. Here in Atlanta, we don't de-ice planes so quickly. Yeah. So for your afternoon, late afternoon, and evening flights, I don't think they're going to be in exact peril because of the current weather situation in terms of the atmosphere. But with the temperature dropping and there being precip out there, they're going to have to likely start their de-icing efforts, and that just creates delays. That's as simply as I can possibly put it. That will be the attendant issue until there are issues on the tarmac. And it looks like, at this present moment that there is no accumulation sticking there. But you have to consider where you're flying to. If you're trying to fly into the Carolinas, forget it. No-go for today.
Yeah. We've seen planes coming in and out, so it looks like things are running there. Okay, Jonathan, thanks. Our winter weather continues now. I want to bring you up to Gainesville.
Yeah, Tara Jabor has been showing us the conditions there. At last check, they were quite slushy. Is the snow still falling significantly where you are?
But it's a lot less than what we were seeing about an hour ago. This is Jesse Jewell Parkway over here, and as you can see, the roads, they look pretty good.
Our eyes, and we will check back in with you soon. Thanks. We do want to focus our attention now on Gwinnett County, that has really just been the snow blanket of the afternoon. I'm curious to see if the snow is still falling.
Conditions have been pretty bad there. Let's get out to Annie Mapp, who's all bundled up. Scarf now, Annie, wrapped around you. Looks as bad now as it was when we last checked in with you.
Shaking her head no.
It is. Like, I'm freezing. It's way colder than when we spoke to you. I think about an hour or so ago. It's way colder. The snow is still falling sideways, and we have started to see a little bit more activity